Often we think we have to get favor of God and we need to help with the creation that we're looking to create. Like, I need to add more to myself to create something in my life through the grace of God. Then I'll finally be worthy. But actually, I want you to understand, you are already worthy of God's grace. God wants to give you everything in your life, wants to bless you. The thing that you want already exists. And the interesting thing is, when you give it to God, that's when it starts to come to be. That's when it starts to, everything you want starts to come. When you let God take care of it. Because you see, there's only so much we can do in our mental minds to create the things that we want. There's only so much action we can take. I remember speaking to a very successful young man who was full of chronic fatigue before he came to me and got a healing. And I asked him once, I said, is this all to do with you, this success? Is this all to do with you? Was it that you worked hard enough? Was it that you found the right ads? Was it that you found the right business to become this multimillionaire? And when you look at it, you're like, oh no, I could never have aligned all these things together so perfectly in my human mind to create this success without giving something over to God. Well, I started to explain to him that this island that he was on in the Palm in Dubai, it was an island that started in the mind of God, in the mind of man. Came through from God, and then they went to action and God made it so. So you must start to give everything to God, you see, because we are only finite in our understanding of what's possible for us. So we tend to close ourselves off from what's possible. But when you give it to God, you realize there's an almighty power that can create through you. So actually, start to make God the CEO of your business. Make God the CEO of your life. Make God the highest level doctor in your healing. God knows only the answer. And here's the interesting truth. We align and give it to God when we start to claim it through the grace of God. So when you start to claim, I'm divinely guided in all my ways. Joy, peace, and harmony light my way. Everything is constantly advancing, growing, doing exactly what it's meant to do. See, I'm sitting on two things at the moment that I would love to bring to reality. Now, I can only do so much with my little human mind. I can think of an idea and I can start to put some actions towards that idea flourishing. But here's the truth. Here's the case here. I cannot make people, I cannot make places, and I cannot make things bend to my will. That is the realms of God. That is the realm of God. God is the one who can change and create. You see, I'm just a funnel or a passage for creation to come through me. That is what the temple of God is. The temple of God that I am is just literally a living, breathing system for God to work through me. So when I start to claim God is blessing me now with divine ideas, God is blessing the hearts and minds of wonderful people who will grow from these divine ideas. Everyone who has a chance to go through this system with me wins. Only the people who are meant to do it will. Everyone who steps into it will prosper, expand themselves and grow. And I start to contemplate these truths. Now there is no resistance because I don't need to win and others lose. Everyone who comes through can win and only good keeps passing through. But you see, if I try and say it's from me because I'm so intelligent, I can make this thing happen, now it weighs on me. Now I'm no longer a sheep of God and I'm trying to become something different from my true nature. Now I'm trying to become something else, which is the man of this world who can go with my brawn and my strength. And it may work for a certain period of time, but just like this millionaire young man, you will get fatigued, you will get pains, you will get struggles, and they'll be too heavy to carry. So you must give everything over to God. Give it all to God with grace and say, you, God, are guiding me. You constantly give me the strength to keep going. You are the one who provides me with infinite ideas. You are the one who gives me all this that I need to be, to become the man I want to be or the woman I want to be, to succeed, to create, to manifest in my life. I surrender now. I give none of my own power to this. None of this was meant because of me. And this is your will coming through me. Now, what does the will of God mean, though? The will of God is what you desire. So you'll get a desire swell up inside of you. That desire will be to create or do something more in your life. Then you go forward and you take the steps. But if you try and do it as the weariness of man, and you take on that weight of making it so, without God on your side, it will become too heavy to carry. And something has to give way. But when you give it to something much greater than yourself, when you stop trying to say that it's through you, then something wonderful can happen. So surrendering your idea and the success of that idea to God can create wonders in your life. Now, I've had many business people come to me who have had troubles in their business. And I've said to them, how's your marriage? How's your life? How's these things? They're like, well, that's nothing to do with my business. And I say, yes, it is. Because we are rounded beings. So you must start to bring God into every aspect of your life if you want to create something in another area of life. Where are you becoming too enamored and making a God of reality too much? Where are you not praising or accepting that great essence that is the divine in your life? Once you give it over to God, everything seems to work out. You see, there's the law of diminishing returns in life. You will diminish. Say if I said to you, right, we're going to work 8 hours, but someone says, well, I'm going to work 16. The person who works 8 hours and the person who works 16, the one who works 16 will not get a double of the amount of work done because they will start to diminish with fatigue. And the same happens with how much effort we put into creating in our life. The more you try and create from you, the more you're going to get impediments and diminishing returns. The more you relax, release, claim those truths of God. God is prospering me beyond my wildest dreams. Everything that I put out into this world elevates and inspires. People grow from what I have to offer. Everyone wins who comes to experience what I have to offer to this world. Yes, I may be prospering, but now I use that wonderful income to help and elevate others too. I'm able to express God's love. I'm able to change this world through God's guidance. There is so little I've had in involvement from going from sick and broke to now healthy and abundant. I've had so little involvement in that. I just showed up every day and surrendered more and more to God. So I ask you to do the same. Take a little bit of action each day, but claim. Like I did when I started my coaching. I said I'm wonderfully well booked with wonderful, well-paying clients who get amazing results working with me. Everyone who's meant to work with me finds me and they get fantastic results. And this is wonderful because it is a whole rounded thing where whoever's meant to work with me will, and I'm able to find the solution for them through the grace of God. So even when I come up to a client and they're like, I'm not sure what to do, I don't take on the responsibility. Am I doing something wrong? I say, no, God. God now brings me the solution that they need, not what I think they need. And so I pray to God in that way. And then something will come out through like guidance, or a pathway will be made where there was only blocks. Something will come up. So when you start to give it over, watch out, because it will happen quicker and faster than you could ever do in the 3 dimensions. You see, what you're doing when you take it away from the 3 dimensions is you're not so tied into time and space anymore. You now transcend it to a place where there's the infinite now and everything is already done. Remember, God said creation is done and it is good and very good. So what you want wants you, and you can have it. So I hope this video helped you today, guys. And remember, you can have anything you desire when you give it to God and you allow God to work through you to receive it. I hope this helps. I'll see you at the next one.